Sup guys, and today I'm going to do a different type of video for today, and that is going over why I love Android 16 as a character in Dragon Ball Z. Now I'm going to be honest, Dragon Ball FighterZ really got me into Android 16, as in I wasn't a giant fan at first, but it's like after playing FighterZ I decided to look into 16 a bit more, and I'm like, you know what, I love this character, he's probably one of my favourites, up there with Vegeta and DBS Broly. But yeah, I want to go over what this character is about, why I love him, his backstory, and what makes 16 pretty unique for a side character in Dragon Ball. But yeah, I'm going to start off with the backstory, and that is to talk about how he was based off a failed project. Now, Dr. Gero was trying to create his son, because his son died in a terrible fucking accident in the Red Ribbon Army, and basically he was trying to recreate his son as Android 16. Now, the purpose for this, I think he was trying to like grasp onto something that was like he's still grieving over, because I feel as if 16 might have been a very important part of his life. So he was like, I want to make one based upon my son, I want to bring him back, and I want to try to bring back some kind of connection, I guess. But again, he was just a prototype android that was still being built. And with 16, he comes out, he's discovering the world for the first time, and this is the whole point of 16 being brought into this show, is that they were to show a different point of view when it came to the androids. The whole point of view of, hey, not all of them are bad, I guess, but 16 wasn't exactly on the line of good, but in the end you saw what his true motivations were. And again, when it came to like 17 and 18 opening the pod, Dr. Gero was basically like, do not open that, it's very important, he's not ready yet. As it say, please don't open that, that is my son. You know what I mean? It was just like this kind of case of Dr. Gero wanting to recreate his son. Now, that is mostly the backstory of the creation of 16. As we know, 16 has probably got a very tragic backstory, and he really made the Cell Saga some parts. But yeah, I like to think that 16 changed Android 17 and 18, because without 16, I feel as if it would have been like a different case of 17 and 18, because if we saw in the future arc with Trunks' like type of future, you see that 17 and 18 were very vicious androids. They would basically kill anyone, no remorse, and not really care. However, in this timeline, I feel as if because they had someone like 16 who was discovering the world, they really got to enjoy the world with him, if you get me. And again, he was happy that Android 17 and 18 did not waste countless lives. That's what he says, that's one of his quotes, so it makes me think to myself that because he's happy about this, does it mean that they wouldn't have continued to do something like this? So basically, he really changed 17 and 18 in my opinion. That's what I really believe, because of this fact of, hey, I'm happy you haven't destroyed multiple lives and whatnot, you haven't destroyed things that weren't needed to be destroyed. And I guess they wanted to keep it like that so they can really bond with the big guy, because 17 was very alright with him, 18 was okay-ish with him, but I feel as if 17 had a bit of a heavier bond with him in my opinion. But yeah, I feel as if he really changed those characters for the best. Now, Android 16, now the main reasons why I love him is that he made two parts of the Cell Saga very interesting, and that was the whole trying to discover the world and finding his own motivation, and the other one's going to be during the Cell fight, but I'll get to that, but I want to talk about his motivation right now. I believe that his motivations are to protect this world. Now, I had something with Beefy where he was telling me, where did he get his motivations from? It doesn't really make sense, and I was thinking about that for quite some time, and I have a feeling he got his motivations from the fact that you really got to explore the world and you got to see the good things of it. You know what I mean? He hardly came across any of the bads for it. Think about it. You got to chill with his two buds in a van, you got to explore the world, you got to see the forests, you got to see the wildlife there that you really enjoyed, and in Dragon Ball FighterZ you can even see that he basically thanks Android 17 for doing such a good job. So I have a feeling that he really got a huge motivation from the world that he got to see, and that's basically where he got his motivation to protect this world. Just from getting to explore it and find out what it was like, I think that was just the key pushing point for Android 16. Now, comparatively, he hasn't got a huge thing like Gohan when it comes to his pacifism. If that's a word, I don't think that's a word. But yeah, because of this world he got to explore, 16 became a pacifist. He would turn down any fight that would come up unless it had something to do with Goku, because he was created to destroy Goku as well. Basically meaning Dr. Gero was also trying to turn his son into a weapon, if anything. Which is also a weird thing, I guess, but fuck it, he's a crazy old bastard. But yeah, you see it throughout the entire anime. Anytime a fight was to come up, Android 16 would say, I'm not gonna fight, you've got this, and then 17 or 18 would go fight. Piccolo shows up, 17's gonna fight. Vegeta shows up, 18's fighting. Trunks shows up, 18's fighting, you know what I mean? That's the way it went within the show, and it really got to show what type of person that 16 was. He would always avoid fighting and enjoy the wildlife, until one threat came along and made 16 fucking jumpstart, because 16 is a pacifist, but he is willing to do the action when it needs to be done. And that is when Cell showed up. He saw Cell and he realised the type of threat that he would hold. He wanted to basically take over the world. Well, not really take over it, destroy it, and then go to different worlds to continue to destroy those worlds until he's eventually stronger. Now, 16 basically replied with, motherfucker, Goku is mine to dunk, and basically started fighting him. We all know how it went. It was a very even fight, but Beefy told me that apparently Cell was a bit stronger, so he would have probably won. But then again, 16's also like the unlimited model, isn't he? So shouldn't he have unlimited energy like 17 and 18? Just saying, might not, probably doesn't. But yeah, that's the way the fight went on. And then basically absorbed 17. And then 16's main goal was to make sure to get 18 the fuck out of there, because he wanted to protect this world. He realised what Cell could become if he was able to absorb 18 as well. And this is when 16 begins to really despise Cell, and this is where he begins to get his motivation to really take down Cell and protect the world that he loves. Through it, he meets Krillin and finds out he's not so bad of a guy either, because he helped to get 18 out of there in that tough situation, so he trusted Krillin. Again, still hating Cell for this shit, hates the fact that he took 17 and 18 away from him, but then he meets Gohan. And this is where I think Gohan's biggest motivation comes from in the Cell saga. It isn't from his dad saying, hey Gohan, you need to learn to become a man by fighting Cell, right? Which again is pretty dumb. I mean, I could get it, but why give him a senzu bean? Everyone's after him for that fucking senzu bean, by the way. So yeah, you got that, and I feel as if 16 was the biggest motivation that Gohan really had to unleash his power and to stop being a pacifist, because in this case Gohan was not wanting to fight no matter what. He did not want to fight someone like Cell because he was like, I don't agree with violence, I'm a pacifist, but there was a difference between Gohan and 16 even though they're similar. 16 is a pacifist that's willing to fight when shit needs to get done. Gohan was a pacifist to the end, and this is what really blew Gohan up. So as we know, basically Gohan is not willing to fight Cell in the Cell saga, right? And 16, being the man he was, he noticed what the fuck was going down, so he decided to jump down and try to take on Cell by blowing him up. Now, 16 wasn't aware what type of damage the bomb would do. He was hoping it'd be enough to really take out Cell. Beefington told me that, well, this is something that we all know, he would basically survive because of the cells he got from Piccolo. And not only that, you get a Zenkai boost because of the cells he's got from Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Trunks. So, if anything, him doing this was futile, but 16 was aware of this info, and he honestly thought he was trying to do the world some good. And that was the, sad part of all this, is that the bomb wasn't in him, and you see the shock that was in 16's face, because he was like, this is the last resort, this will deal with him. And as soon as he's told that the bomb is gone, he's in utter shock. He was like fucking, this world is kind of doomed type of face on him, and then Cell obviously kills 16 but he isn't obviously dead. And Gohan, being the pacifist he was, even watching the people that he loved getting beaten, was not taking part in this fight whatsoever because it was a part of his morals, and that's the way Gohan was. That's until 16 came out and told him it's okay to be a pacifist, Gohan. It's okay. But you need to stand up for against people like Cell, because there are some people where peaceful words will not get through to, right? So 16 comes out with the iconic speech that everybody knows, and again, this is to get to the point to Gohan that this world needs people willing to defend it against people like Cell, who will not listen to reason and will not be peaceful about any situation. By the way, I think the Cell Saga is probably my favourite. That and the Frieza Saga, because it's just, Cell is such a great villain in it, I'm not gonna lie. And that is when Gohan gets his true motivation, is from 16 telling him, I'm like you, but you need to step up to people like Cell. And I believe basically 16 made the Cell Saga for what it is, for all of these moments that he's involved with when it comes to like 17 and 18, when it comes to being around the Z fighters, and when it eventually comes around to his death. That was the sad part, is that anytime 16 was in the scene, I feel as if he made it truly interesting, and it's sad that we won't be able to get a character like him again, because Akira Toriyama's basically confirmed he's 100% Android, meaning you can't really bring him back with the Dragon Balls. And it's a shame because he was a very interesting character in my eyes. I mean, Beefington will tell me he has no personality. I'm going to agree on the bad things of 16 is that he doesn't really look that good. And his, I guess, monotone didn't really make him very impressive. But the way he fought and the way he made the Cell Saga was definitely the parts that I really loved about Android 16. And that's probably why he's one of my favourite characters in the show. Well, favourite sub-character, DBS Broly though, you know what I mean? Like, I absolutely love him. But yeah, 16 most definitely made the Cell Saga for what it was, and I was hoping maybe you guys can give me your opinions on it. Maybe what made 16 really great in the Cell Saga, or what made it very bad in the Cell Saga, because to me, I thought he did an amazing job, and I really like the character design and character, the way he developed throughout the show, really. That's what I really loved. So well done, Akira Toriyama. Please bring him back. I would love that if they brought him back. But yeah guys, I want to hear your opinions on how you think he's either bad or good. I'm interested to see what you guys would say. And again, 16 is probably my favourite big boy. So yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, leave a like. If you guys really enjoy content, then subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.